we're going to get here into the draft of game number 1. Still very curious to see what kind of secret weapons are coming out of this one. But first ban now on deck here, Room.
To be honest, like what they did really well yesterday was like they left a bunch of certain comps out, like having a Koshka Fortress out for the other team, where they played into that Jewel and Petal so miraculously. And it's coming today, like we can be prepared, like they're gonna choose something where, you know, like they want to build their comp around, like they want to be able to like make sure their composition works really well for them.
All right, so Koshka's going to be out, and if I had to guess, it's not going to be an Arden ban, but with the Koshka ban, it does kind of feel more like a first pick here for Snow.
I do think they'll probably like ban Arden this one, just to make sure that Snow doesn't get them as their first pick. It would be really logical in that sense, because Koshka's already out, like you're pretty much like making sure like you're canceling all these early game jungle comps and like having that ability to like mix up a bunch of complexity and like those flex picks.
All right, so Bacon, you know, Arden's
now,
out.
The thing here is, yesterday we saw G2 ban the Ringo against Aroxy both games. Ringo is now open for Snow, so we'll have to see if it was something that they really did have, you know, planned out, knowing that Snow wanted this Ringo, or if it was just, you know, maybe again G2 didn't want to play against it, but because it was double bans for it, I think they may end up picking it up, although they grabbed the Sky as the first pick.
Oh, don't give up hope on a Ringo yet, but Sky's been a pretty consistent ban today, Rome.
Yeah, it's like what they did yesterday was Snow actually banned Sky for their first game, and it's really logical because playing against a Sky is like, and with these teams like being all very high tier teams and having a lot of high skilled cap players, they're using that personal mechanics to actually benefit the most out of Sky's kit.
All right, so what do you think is on deck here, Zegan?
Honestly, it's really hard to tell. I would love to see the Adagio again, and I think it could work fairly well against Sky in lane. However, Sky can obviously rotate into the jungle very, very easily. So right now, Metapixel, they might mix things up, or they might go with the Try and True. So the Adagio does come out, and here we go. Oh! The Finn. So do you think this is going to go into the lane, or as a roamer, or even a jungle carry?
I think they're actually going to run with 3 roams this game, with Metapixel coming out. So
like what, Fortress or a Catherine?
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Maybe a lane Finn, and then having a Adagio in the jungle with Catherine.
Too bad you can't do that carry Arden that Trent just really showed us a little bit about.
Yeah, technically you can after it's been banned.
Yeah, no, there's 0% chance of that one. Yes.
Not sure if that's technically.
Technically, literally, figuratively, everything.
Close enough.
There's the Catherine, there's the Scarf coming out there for that, and Snow possibly going to be melting some snow there with the Scarf on that. But last pick, Humanist, I mean, that's the surprise pick for Finn, Adagio. What do you think of the chances of Fortress to round out the comp?
Hey, my world is upside down right now. This is going to be an interesting game no matter what happens. If they pull that out, I'm going to be excited to be here casting it.
Okay, so we see Snow there, Rome. What do you think of that? You know, the Sky, finally a little bit of Sky today.
It's our first time seeing Finn in a tournament, and I want to expect great things. Like, I have played a lot of Finn, and I noticed like once you're able to like get past those early game levels, because of his slow mobility, once you get a couple items on, you do so much for your team. You're able to make plays, you're able to buff up your team, and you're able to like stun up like AoE wise.
Okay, so if we're going to be keeping an eye on that, then it kind of does tell me a little bit more of a laning Finn. And okay, we have a lot to prove with this, I think, Rome.
Oh man, these guys are just busting out the toys.
So interesting comps indeed. Like the Saw coming out, the Adagio, the Finn. So they have so many opportunities right here. They can go Saw, Adagio into jungle. They can send Saw into lane. There's so many options.
All right, we saw this back at NA there, Tasty Bacon. Saw had a 0% win rate. What do you think of like the drafts now, and who do you think is coming out ahead on this series?
There was actually one time where I mentioned it, and when we were in Santa Ana for those North American finals, and we saw the Saw comp come out a couple times, and I had made the comment where I actually do really like Finn and Saw together. The ideal comp I actually wanted to see run was going to be Saw, Finn, and Krull.
Right.
It's just you keep them all in one place for those huge auto-attacking heroes. But putting Adagio onto this, you're going to be pumping up the Saw, and Finn works actually really well with Saw, in my opinion, because of the fact that you can just keep the opponents in one spot. They can't get away, and you don't need the movement speed on Saw at that point because he's just going to be peppering the opponents just non-stop.
Okay, so who do you have for the series?
Oh boy. It's so tough to call
defer?
this one. I'm not going to defer.
All right.
I'm not going to, I lost my last one.
Get crispy,
but,
Bacon, come on.
I'm going to give it to Snow.
Okay.
I think Snow is going to come out on top of this one. They just look so incredibly strong. And as much as I want this team comp to win, I do think Snow's going to come out on top.
And Rome, final thoughts?
Looking at this team comp, I can expect Media Pixel to be pushing putting a lot of pressure in that lane, trying to push those turrets down. But on Team Snow, like having Scarf and Sky with like the ability to actually like lane clear those waves out really quick, and like especially in the late game with all that range, I'm not too sure like if Media Pixel is able to put Saw into that range where he's actually very like damage heavy.
All right, so his world is upside down, but Humanist and Zekent once more is going to be bringing you here the action into the fold. We'll have to see. Will it be the boys from France or Russia to take home this first match?
All right, Humanist, I am super excited to watch this one. Like, holy cow, the Saw, the Adagio, the Finn. This is an amazing match. If Media Pixel pulls this off, they're going to make so many fans.
Seriously, I mean, I think these guys should already have fans because they're just so cool and they play extremely talented. But yeah, to pull out the Finn, to pull out the Saw, these are heroes that we haven't seen played thus far. It's going to be a really exciting match to cast, to watch, and I'm just happy to be here.
Most certainly, and right now we do see the teams loading into the game. I'm really excited to see. I wonder if Saw is going to end up in the lane or the jungle. Cavalifar is playing it, so I'm expecting him to go in the lane. He picks up the Book of Eulogies, and that is definitely something that he will be able to work with.
All right, well, with that said, we are into the fold. We'll let the games begin. Snow versus Media Pixel. What a matchup we have before us. And it looks like we will have Saw going into lane as you expected there, Zekent. And so we'll have the Saw up against the Sky. Did you see an advantage between these two heroes here?
So this is actually a very interesting matchup because if Saw, he stands in place. He's very, very slow, so it's easy to land a forward barrage on him. However, because Saw does so much damage, he can straight up just trade hit blows back at Abraxy every single time Abraxy steps up.
Right, so the idea is that Abraxy is wanting to get Cavalifar down into a position where he can burst him down when he moves forward with all of that forward barrage and Suri Strike. But if he doesn't, Cavalifar just stands his ground like a walking turret and will just mow him down.
Right, it's a very interesting matchup. Like you can see, the bullets are just going to be flying left and right, and we see Mowgli and Palmatora actually blocking into lane already. So they're coming in for a super early push.
Yeah, Media Pixel, they're showing aggression right off the bat. We do see some movement from Snow, Scarf. Look at Me and Kentisik have moved around from the west side. They're flanking them. Mowgli's there, and he's going to punk him a little bit and then move back. But this is an aggressive three-man movement into the lane off the bat.
So if Media Pixel is going for the early game push strategy, I'm really expecting Snow to drop some scout traps in the middle of the lane, as Kentusi has just done right now. And this is going to be very effective at killing those creep waves. And right now, you see, this is going to be a little bit rough for Media Pixel if this is their strategy.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting, and you've got Finn he's spamming out this polite company, just being so annoying in this lane.
Oh,
right
Kentusi,
now.
He does go down.
Are you
First
kidding?
blood comes out. The Saw just doing so much work. The damage output is just insane. This turret is going to take a huge amount of damage. Mowgli takes a scout trap to the face, and they're going to be pushed off the turret a little bit.
Wow, I mean, Saw, you have to respect him. You can't just stand there like that. I mean, there's not many heroes that this early into the game that they can just pummel your face like that.
Right, and right now the gold is even. The first blood has come down, but the gold is even. And right now we did see, look at me, during that time, he did go to the back camps of Media Pixel and took the double camps away. So he is trying to balance himself out. He is level 3. He's doing well for himself. But right now, I think Snow is actually taking a little bit of advantage off this. They are out leveling Media Pixel, and if Media Pixel keeps this up, it's going to be a little bit rough for them.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. You know, one of the things is that Saw, he's not, well, he's got his roadie run, right? But besides that, if it's not active, he is an extremely slow hero. And if you move in with a Catherine Scarf, it's just going to be so easy to lock him down.
Right, I wonder if they were only doing that early push to help Saw get rolling. Like right now, Saw is able to get his Barb Needle. He has a light shield. He's going to take less damage from Araxi, and if Araxi tries to trade against him, he's going to have a very rough time.
Yeah, well, it's going to be so tough, and with spin up, there's no way that they can actually just go. Can they? Oh, look at me, he's going in. The Goop's down. Spitfire's there. He'll have to roadie run out of this. His buddies are there. Polite Company lands onto Kentisik. That will force Snow back towards their side of the map. No one will go down here, but everyone just kind of getting a feel for what the capabilities of their opponents right now.
Most certainly. You can see the scout traps just drop left and right in the lane. This is purely to clear out the mini waves. And right now, look at me, he's going Crystal. Araxi going Crystal. So picking up some early light shields on the side of Media Pixel is going to be so incredible. Kentusi's taking so much damage once again. He goes down.
Yeah, this actually Finn picking up the kill there, but I guess not really respecting the damage that can come out of Media Pixel right now. And these guys, they've got to be happy at this start.
Yeah, Kentusi, he's just playing a little bit over-aggressive. He has a ton of scout shots on him. He has a minion mine, so he's trying to prevent the early push from happening. But this is a fairly effective strategy from Metapixel. They have pulled Look At Me into the lane. Araxi is also in lane. They're all level 4, so it's a fairly even game across the board right now. But Cavalifar taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, Cavalifar taking some damage, but he's all right at this point. If he needs to, he can just turn Roadie Run, Tuck Tail, but not going to need to do it so far. You know, one of the things that you mentioned before, I think Look At Me has been really efficient. While Mediapixel have been camping in lane, he has gained a gold advantage just by his movement through the jungle. Although things are fairly even right now, we'll look to see that efficiency out of him.
Right, Look At Me, sitting at 30 CS compared to Palmatoro's 13, so he's doing very, very well in that jungle role. Araxi has actually swapped over to jungle, and he's allowing Look At Me to just clear the waves for him in lane. So this could work out pretty well for Snow.
Yeah, it's a sign of a very experienced team when you can make those change-ups, really, right?
Yeah, most certainly. And right now, Cavalifar trying to clear the wave as soon as possible. And it's very interesting because Snow, they have dropped mini candies into the lane. It does cost a little bit of gold, but it's totally worth it if they can keep the turret up.
Yeah, of course. And it feels like that was kind of the idea from Mediapixel. They wanted to get up there, put aggression down. And you saw they were trying to chunk that tower down right away, but it's not going to happen. Snow doing a good job to defend and even possibly be aggressors here. Saw's going to lay down a little bit of damage. Mowgli not quite in position to get, well, a Polite Company will land. Surrey Strike from Raxi and a forward barrage will still skirt himself out of there.
Yeah, so one of the interesting things about this game is look at the number of scout traps that Snow has. Not even just in lane, but everywhere on the map. They have such huge vision across the center of the map that anytime Mediapixel is trying to cross the center, they will definitely be seen.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane how many scout traps are out on the map right now. I mean, just by moving around, you're essentially taking a good chunk of damage every time you land on one of those.
Oh, Look At Me taking a huge burst of damage. Cavalifar getting jumped on, but the forward barrage comes out. Kentusi taking a huge amount right there, and they're going to make it out.
Yeah, Cavalifar got quite low, but he was able to dish out good damage as well, so they couldn't completely commit. You just see the Finn, he's just standing here. He's just spamming this Polite Company. Araxi, will he go down? It's going to take one more shot to finish it, but it's Kentisik meat shields for his ally.
Araxi, no!
No! What were you thinking? Death from above will come down, but it's a little too late. And now 4-0 for Mediapixel here at 6 minutes into this game.
Yeah, that's a little bit over-aggressive from the side of Snow. They really did not need to really aggress onto Mediapixel. All I have to do is focus on clearing them anyways, and as long as they're able to do that, then Mediapixel can't really do much. But this time around, Cavalifar, Mowgli, and Palmatoro taking down the gold mine, this is huge for them.
Yeah, well, they have control of the gold mine here. It's 6 minutes, 30 seconds into this game, and we know this is going to help them with a gold advantage. This is going to help them with map advantage. It's so important for these teams, and they've got it.
Yeah, I think this is a very smart build coming out from Cavalifar. He has a Serpent's Mask. He's able to sustain fairly well. So Look At Me, he's in the backside again of Mediapixel. They do not expect this whatsoever. Palmatoro is coming in to look for some farm, but it's just gone already.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of funny. When I think about these teams, I feel like Team Snow is just a juggernaut, right? Like, everyone has a fear of them. Mediapixel, they're kind of like the dark horses, but they are respected. They're just extremely talented players. So, like, you have the juggernaut, you have this other team that you know has to be feared as well, and just, you're showing right now Mediapixel have to be respected by anyone that's going to go up against them.
Most certainly. Right now, though, Snow is playing this fairly well still, even though they did lose one turret. If Mediapixel is... Oh, they get pulled in.
Oh, Raxi's going to go down. Nice hook from Mowgli there. And with that, they're also going to have the Broken Myth picked up by Scarf and these guys. This is impressive.
Yeah, this is a team comp. This is the exact play that Mediapixel is aiming for. They're aiming to get Finn, land the Force Accord, get a kill, and just push down turret over and over and over. If Look At Me is not there with his team, if Araxi gets pulled in, it's over. If Look At Me is defending a turret and Araxi isn't there, he gets pulled in, it's over. So it's really up to Mediapixel. They're making aggressive plays, they're landing those Force Accords, and as long as Mowgli continuously lands those, Snow is going in for a very, very rough game.
Well, it's so hard. I mean, okay, of course these guys are going to adapt while in-game, but we haven't seen Fen played a lot, right? So these forced accords are going to be unexpected for a lot until they completely adapt to it.
Right, and even now, Palmatoro has picked up his alternate carry. He's going to be doing a decent amount of damage. He is going to help Cavalifar take down these turrets. He's going to buff him up, or he can just buff himself up, because he's going to be chunking people as much as Cavalifar is at this point.
All right, well, Forced Accord is coming off cooldown. We'll see if Mowgli is going to look to land this skill shot. Again here in lane, Snow has moved back. And we got Look at Me. He's just getting these minion camps. Very efficient movement out of Look at Me, as always. And Media Pixel, they're looking to be aggressive here. Kvalifar does have this lifesteal, so remember, he can man mode a bit here. A lot of damage coming out onto Look at Me. He'll turn the Goops there. Araxi, the Polite Company. Oh my gosh! The death from above does come down, but in the end, it's only Scarf to go down. Got to be careful under this turret, guys. Polite Company will do a bit of damage, but Mowgli moving back with Kvalifar, not wanting to commit under turret just yet.
Yeah, this is so incredibly well played by Pixel. They're 0-6. Their Saw is doing incredibly well. 3-0-3, 83 CS. I mean, Araxi's doing well. He's at 77, but Saw is just completely overwhelming right now.
Does Saw go into breaking point right now?
No.
What do you see as Saw's next item?
I think he's going to go for either a Bone Saw or a Tornado Trigger. I'm expecting the Bone Saw, but I'm not 100% sure quite yet. Palmatoro, though, it doesn't really matter. Kvalifar can literally just build kind of tank items and let Palmatoro buff him up and let him take down turrets.
Yeah, that's so scary. I mean, you have the attack speed coming out of Kvalifar. It's insane. You can't trade with him. Then you get the buff out of Palmatoro, and it just becomes devastating. So it's crazy right now. We're almost 10 minutes into this game, 6-0, and just a very solid lead for Media Pixel.
Right, and the second gold mini mine has been picked up by Media Pixel, so that they are looking to push. Gold mine has been started by Snow. This is really dangerous for him. The death from above comes out.
All right, Polite Company goes down. Kantisik's going to move back. Forced Accord not going to be thrown out by Mowgli. They just want to defend that gold mine.
Yeah, that was not really a fight Snow could take. They are down quite a bit of gold, and especially with Death from Above down already, there's not really a fight they can take. Look at me, trying to farm it as much as possible. So one saving grace for Snow is they do all have reflex blocks. If they can block Force Accord, they should be okay. They can just poke from under turret. They can just throw Spitfires out. They can throw forward barrages out, and they will be just fine. But it does look like Kvalifar might actually be going for that breaking point.
Oh, well, Look at Me hooked back in, and is he going to get chopped down? Well, he's on the run right now. It looks like they're probably going to be able to catch up with him. He moves out towards the east, and a Polite Company will pull him back a little closer. The Scout Trap lands. Did he plan that? I don't think so, but it did land. Either way, Look at Me is just still on the run and creating a bit of space here. Looks like Palmatoro will move around.
Oh, no, the minion mine!
Was it going to get it? No, it's not. It would have been one more shot, and Look at Me. Look at this, Scarf. He goes into the bush, and he's going to get them to go home. Polite Company, he knows it. The blind shot lands it, and a good kill going to Finn.
Yeah, he just had nowhere to go at that point. Kvalifar level 9, Palmatoro level 10, doing fantastic for themselves. Araxi level 9, Kantusi only level 7 right now. Mowgli on the other side as that roamer, level 9, doing so well in that roaming role.
Mowgli. I mean, you know, he's a really talented player. He just seems like such a nice guy when you talk to him. When we talked to the team, they said that he is a guy that gets really emotional, whether it's like on the bad side or the good side. And one of the important things for them is that he has to stay positive through this. And it looks like right now that's where his mind is.
Most certainly. And right now they do pick up 4 minion candies on Mowgli. So that means they are potentially looking for a very, very strong push to try to take down one more turret. And right now, it's going to be interesting because it really comes down to these Force Accords. If he lands a Force Accord, if Snow doesn't use those reflex blocks in time, then they can get some more damage onto these turrets. And I think once they break past this third turret, the game is very open to them.
Oh, Mowgli just feels like such a thug frontlining right now for Media Pixel. At any point, he can just throw this hook out, and he does it. He grabs 2. Look at Me's there. The verse is going to come out. Kantisik's the first to pop. Look at Me is quite low. He's getting chased down by Palmatoro. They did lose the Finn to Sky there. Are they going to lose more? Palmatoro eating a lot of damage. Araxi will get it with the forward, but no, Scarf gets that, but a nice damage coming out of the forward barrage, and so they do lose 2 off the back of that. They're doing great so far. We now have 2 kills for Team Snow. They're just going to have to be careful not to get over-aggressive and throw these away.
Right, but even with those 2 kills, this turret may be going down. Oh, maybe not. It's so low. It has 1 tick of health left. Kvalifar trying to run away. Kantusi is chasing him. Look at Me is on the chase. And will he make it out? He will. He's completely fine. He has a breaking point. I don't completely agree with that build, but if he makes it work, I'll be impressed.
All right, well, these guys have defended that turret for now. It looks like Look at Me will go down, go down to take this minion mine as they also grab the camps here. And I don't know, what's the next play for Team Snow here?
Honestly, Team Snow, they just need to stall this out because eventually Kvalifar is still fairly immobile. He is still playing Saw. So if Look at Me and Araxi are in a position to just poke from range, Kvalifar will have an incredibly tough time this match.
Yeah, this is true, but I mean, one of the things I think MediaPixel really have the advantage here is that we don't see the Saw and Finn picked up in the competitive play so much right now. So it's really kind of surprising what they can accomplish. And that Warhorn, you see the movement coming out. They've locked down on the Kintisik, and he's kind of frontlining for his team. The Polite Company pulls him back. Whipple's there as well, and Saw will pick up that kill. Catherine's down, and now maybe they look for more as they take this turret and possibly go into base.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to push too much further off this. They're just going to get poked down by Look At Me and Raxi, or they will. This is a little bit aggressive. They don't really have minions backing them up quite yet. And I think what they should do is honestly just wait for the Kraken. They're spawning in 1 minute. They will get some more gold. They will get some more items. And if they're tanky enough, they are not going to go down on the next push.
I really love this combo with the Saw. He has the lifesteal, and then you also have the Adagio healing him up as well. The sustain through the fight is kind of insane.
Yeah, and this is incredible because Snow, yesterday, they had such a dominating performance. MediaPixel, they also dominated. Their second game was a little bit rough, but overall they did extremely well. But pulling out the Saw, Adagio, and Finn in such an important match is just, it shows how confident they are.
Yeah, and it's not like they lose game one and their backs are against the wall or anything. They pick it in game one and show that they're confident. So they're confident and they are innovative at the same time. I'm loving it.
Yep, likewise. All right, we see 2 weapon infusions on Cavalify. He has 1 already ticking, he has 1 in his inventory, so he will be ready to fight at any given moment. We see 2 crystal infusions coming out from the side of Team Snow, but it looks like they might be looking to pick a fight right now, but I'm not sure if they can take it.
Well, maybe if they were to find Cavalifar off on his lonesome, they could do it, but not going to be caught. And in fact, it looks like a movement from behind from MediaPixel.
Oh,
Force the Chord's going to land on 3.
Oh,
Verse
no.
comes out, hits 2. Araxi's going to try and reposition himself here. Kent will go to front line for his team, maybe buy a little bit of time. Araxi's going to move out towards the east, and these guys, this is a scary positioning. Mowgli will be the first to fall here. But remember, there's a Saw, and he's just eating them alive. It's the ace! What a fight for MediaPixel.
Holy cow, that was incredible. Like, Snow, they were pushing against MediaPixel, and MediaPixel, it looked like they were pretty far away from Snow. But the Warhorn and the perfect Force Accord from Mowgli, pulling all 3 members of Team Snow, it was just a fantastically flawless fight.
That was flawless. It was beautiful. It was flawless. And you lose the Finn as the first hero, but it didn't matter because you already had the spin up on your Saw. He had the breaking point stacks, and they just unleashed hell on these guys.
Yeah, and speaking of unleashing things, Kraken has been unleashed for Savage Team MediaPixel, and right now, Saw, Breaking Point, Aegis, Serpent's Mask, Palmatoro, Alternating Current, and Frostburn able to keep those people in his Verse of Judgment. Mowgli going for the Warhorn, going for the Clockwork, able to pull those Force Accords at any time he wants. And I think one of the things we haven't really mentioned this game is the synergy between Adagio and Finn. People try to run out of Adagio's Verse of Judgment, Finn just pulls him back in, or he uses his Polite Company, and they're just sucked back in, and they're just stuck inside of it, which means that they'll just get hit by a stun, they'll get hit by everything Palmatoro has to throw out, and Cavalifar can just be there and clean up.
Yeah, that's a really nice combo that I think, you know, I didn't really see in the beginning of this, but it's really working out so beautifully. They'll pull back Kintisik and maybe try to chop him down while the Kraken's being pummeled by Araxi and Look At Me on the backside. Kraken goes down, and so that's a big chunk of gold going their way, but still a nice little lead towards MediaPixel at this point.
Yeah, not the greatest push with the Kraken, but who cares? They don't even need it. They're just going to keep... Oh my, Araxi goes down, and this is a 2v3. I'm not sure if Snow can hold them off.
I mean, you're talking about extremely talented players over here for Team Snow. But this is all the Force Accord. Quibble's there. Polite Company as well. Scarf's forced deep into his base. And is he going to live? Kintisik will go down. Scarf's still alive. But I mean, this could be all she wrote here for Team Snow. I mean, you got a Saw with spin up. He's going to be amped up as well. And they're going to just start hammering on this crystal.
Yeah, seriously, call me impressed. This is a fantastically played game by the side of MediaPixel, and they're just going to finish this off against Team Snow. 14-4, 17 minutes.